Honadle.com. I started my business 8 years ago. Oh, the microphone's on. Don't alter your business to fit your computers. Alter your computers to fit your business has been my tagline. I try to specialize small businesses to help fit their computer systems for their own needs and not try to adjust to what the computer tells them to do. There are so many software offerings right now. You don't necessarily have to use Microsoft Office if you don't want to. Sometimes there's other alternatives, and there's a lot of software packages that do all kinds of different things. And it's one of my favorite things in the world to find something that's a little different, but it works great for a customer. And for those of you that have seen my eyes light up and get excited about it, you know how much I enjoy being able to teach a customer something and to improve their productivity and value, and that reflects more on me. But I do have to charge. So my pricing is on-site $95 per hour. Now, something I do a little bit differently is, as a consultant, I don't believe that if I don't come out on site, I should charge you the full amount. That was something that always irritated me when I worked in the private sector and we would hire consultants. They would do research on their own time, and I try to help out the customer because it's more convenient for me, so it's a little bit cheaper for them, $70 per hour. That would include if you had a computer that you wanted me to take with me and reformat, any phone support, anything I could remote in and do without having to come out. It's not a time priority item. If that's the case, then it's on-site or maybe even emergency rates. A lot of IT companies charge a lot of money for emergency rates. Emergency rates are outside, after hours and same-day service. Again, the pricing may look high to some people, but in reality, most of the consultants that are here in Memphis are starting at $125 per hour, and that doesn't mean that they come out for that. That just means you call them and ask them a simple question. So for many of you that have used me, I try to do what I can for my customers. I also offer monthly plans to help them out if they're willing to get on a monthly plan with me. That may include some discount pricing, that can include a backup plan. If you're only interested in the off-site backup, you can do that strictly alone too. And then, as I said before, in my 60 seconds, when you order equipment through me, I try to offer some breaks on installing the computers. Most of my customers want me to come out and install the computers for them, and this saves time on my on-site fees if I can do some things before I come out. You still have to unbox the computer when you're bringing it out. If there was extra memory, I still have to install it, install antivirus, install Office. I can do all that before coming out and save the time on-site as well as the price. So now, here's a little bit something different. I thought I would see if anyone would like to offer up why they like using me. Some of y'all have used me in the past, and is there anything that you would like to describe about me that you'd like to say, like I'm punctual or something of that nature? So
you're easy to talk with.
Okay, easy to talk with.
You're sympathetic to panic-stricken.
I'm glad you added more. I'm not just sympathetic, but I'm sympathetic to panic-stricken computer users.
Not a one-horse show. You gave me lots of different recommendations. So
Okay.
not just one solution.
So I offer different options. Great, great.
You send instructions, whether it's a video or a detailed description, but at the end it's like, but I would do this. So you'll also just help out, not just coach, but not get technical on ideas. So thank you. Different levels of way to communicate to stupid people like myself.
Not stupid, but I can help with upgrading your PlayStation apparently by sending a video. Because that's right. That's right. That's important.
So you always are very responsive, very quick to response, and typically we save money and time by using you rather than somebody else.
That's great.
Appreciate it.
Excellent product knowledge. Every single problem I've ever had, you're just like, I can fix that. Just great.
The utilities that you employ are very easy to use and straightforward.
Okay. Like on the backup?
The backup and even when you remote in.
Yes. Now I actually offer a second way to remote in. Sometimes, especially when there's a virus situation or the computer's acting wonky, as I get that adjective described. Oh, it's acting wonky. Shannon, please look at the computer. Sometimes it affects the way programs are handled, so now I have an alternate way to remote in. So I try to do what I can to help out the customers when they need it right now. And I know how important it is to have that, because even though I may understand that the situation isn't as dire as the customer may think it is, being able to reach someone in a timely manner and at least say, I got your message, I'm at a client right now, but I'm going to get back to you as soon as I get done. I try to reach out to them and let them know I've heard from them, and as soon as I'm available, I'm going to call back, because there's nothing worse when your computer is down and you're just sitting there waiting. I called Shannon, I emailed Shannon from my phone, I hope she got the message. I try to do my best because my customers put so much trust and value in me. So how do you introduce me to people to get more customers? I know an IT consultant who specializes in customers such as yourself. She's great because, and I left that blank because I wanted to hear what y'all had said. So some of you gave your own words to that. She's great because she gives multiple options to different problems. She's great because she's punctual. I like that one. She's great because she has a vast knowledge of information. She's great because she teaches, that type thing. Who does your backups? That's a good question to ask people. They may already consider having someone that does their computers, or they take their computers in to get it fixed. I don't necessarily have to compete with that, but people forget about backups all the time until after the fact. Sometimes they'll reply back and say, oh, we use Carbonite, or we have this external hard drive right here sitting. And more often than not, the computer crashes, I come out, and they say, well, a good thing we have this backup. And you know what? It wasn't running. It wasn't working. And that's part of my backup program, is there's multiple different ways to alert the customer and myself that the backup is not running, and so that they can be aware that we didn't get a good backup, because backups are useless if they didn't work, right? So I noticed while I was at your office that employees were struggling with their computers to get them to work. May I have my own IT consultant reach out to you to see if she would be a good fit? That alone could be enough. And then if you wanted to add something else, like I just said, she's awesome is another way you could say something nice about me. I couldn't help but notice you have duct tape on your laptop. Might I have Shannon Honadle give you a computer quote? I actually had someone do that before, and they saw duct tape on the computer, and I thought that was funny. So people do what they can to just keep letting it work longer and longer. So. And then finally, triggers. What can you listen for to hear me to mention some of these questions? People complaining their internet is slow. Sometimes I actually got a customer because, if I may, Josh went out to do a presentation for his IBR payroll, which is an awesome service, a little side sponsor there. He could hardly get it pulled up because the internet was so slow. And they were like, yeah, we've been meaning to do something about that. So he called me and I arranged, and they became my customer. So that worked out great. People complaining they keep getting viruses. I get these viruses and they keep coming back. If you actually see a computer in a business office running Windows XP, that's a big no-no now. And if it is a actual medical office, that's a special no-no. HIPAA would have a fit. Internet Explorer, I didn't put that on there, but Internet Explorer, has anyone heard they've just been discontinued from Microsoft? So it's technically not in Windows 10, but it is in Windows 10 still, but it's kind of hidden. But that means that there's probably going to stop doing security updates, and Internet Explorer is incredibly vulnerable. So obviously that's going to get restricted from compliance laws for your business. So good news there. Problems with email especially. You might... How many times have you actually talked to someone, they said, oh, our email was down and I wasn't able to answer you yet? That might be a good opportunity to say, well, Shannon helps with email. And finally, something that's a little bit of a pet peeve of mine. I know we all start up, because especially on startups, you do what you can, and it might be fine to have a Gmail address or a Yahoo address for your business. But nowadays, it's not really that difficult to have a proper name for your company, an email domain. So Honadle.com, is one. You could have Honadle IT. You could have AcmeCorporation.com. There's a lot of different ones that we can have, and I can help set that up and get it going. Depending on the situation, it might even be in the same day. It just depends.